to hire a bookkeeper to bring them in-house and pay somebody not like $40K a year just to do what BotKeeper is doing for much easier and cheaper. So if something did break and they stopped responding or they went out of business or something, I would probably consider, benching Pilot and look into them. And I'd be fine, sacrificing the accounts receivable side of things and sacrifice.
Got it. That makes sense. And the whole time you've been with BotKeeper, has it been the same CPA? Has it been Victoria the whole time?
No. So Andy was CPA initially. But I think as the company's grown, he's kind of taken more of a
Hey, Hanson, can you hear us?
So. Yeah. Can you not hear me anymore?
Sorry, you cut out for about 10 seconds. You said Andy was...
Sorry about that.
That's fine.
Yeah, I was saying that Andy was our CPA since we began, but Victoria's been in the past 6 months or so. And I think it's because Andy has been promoted to managing more things. So that's what his email to me told me, that he was introducing me to Victoria. But yeah, she's been great. She got up to speed real quick, and I think there weren't really any hiccups that I can think of between the transition.
Got it. And can she advise? Can she give you accounting advice? Like, hey, you should capitalize this, or maybe you shouldn't, things like that? Or is it just strictly kind of overseeing bookkeeping?
She does both. Yeah. So I haven't utilized this yet with her, but with Andy, I did. We'd sit down, we'd have a Google Hangout or something, and I'd screen share and show our balance sheet and the P&L statement, which of course they had access to anyways. But I would just screen share things and be like, hey, look, this is how fast we're growing. This is what feels comfortable. We know, this is kind of where things are heading. And in terms of monthly cash flow, does it seem like a stupid idea to double down on inventory at this moment in time? Those are the kinds of conversations we need to have with a CFO. So they kind of serve as the outsourced CFO in that sense of understanding the cash flow and financial side of the business better than I do. So I can seek advice from them in terms of where it makes sense to put resources at the moment. And those are problems we're always going through. As a bootstrapped company that's doubling in sales every year, that sells a consumer product, that means we constantly have to be investing more into inventory and really optimizing how we swing our purchases in terms of bulking up on inventory. So they've helped a lot with that.
Got it. That makes a lot of sense. Any issues at all with sort of the onboarding process with BotKeeper or anything to note there?
I think it's hard for me to speak to that currently because that was a while ago, and that was when they were just beginning, I think.
Sure.
So back the accounting world and giving access to accounts and stuff like that. So I struggled a little bit in terms of getting them up to speed. I was trying to create read-only bank accounts and all this and all that, and I was just having a hard time doing that. But once we figured that all out and how to give them access and whatnot, with remaining in control, then things got much easier. I mean, they just kind of reconciled everything, and I think what was cool is, they didn't really have to ask us about too much. They pretty much just went through a year and a half of history and said, okay, these are the types of expenses we'll be seeing going forward. This is what we've seen. Here's 10 things that we found that were weird. Can you explain this? and